Hello and welcome to the UK Surf Show. We are your hosts. I'm Pete.
And I'm Mitch, and this is an intro to the intro. And we should explain why that is the case. Over to you, Pete.
Oh my god, how hooped were we on it? Like literally, we recorded this roundup at the end of the week like we normally do. But like I think we worked out 10 hours surfing and like multiple surf skates and interviews, and we were just absolutely, I mean, I've listened to it, it's coherent, but all the stuff we needed to say we didn't.
And for context, this is not a re-record. This is we have already recorded the summary edition, and as Pete said, we were so hooped, and kind of a testament to how tiring these weeks, as much fun as they are, I think there's a point you said there was just absolute babble and you were waffling away and I was like, what are you on about? Yeah. So this is to explain what's about to happen.
It's actually one part in there which I've had to cut out because I said something and he just looked at me and went, well, you can't say that. Just like, all right.
So we thought actually we would just leave it as it is, apart from that part Pete's obviously just mentioned, which I don't even know what the reference is to. But we thought we'd leave it as it is, and it kind of just give you guys and girls an idea of how knackered we were at the end. And we'll come back at the end and mention the things that we didn't get a chance to speak about.
Yeah, including the winner of the Tiki competition as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we go. This is our babble.
Hello and welcome to the UK Surf Show. We are your hosts. I'm Pete.
And I'm Mitch, and I'm seriously worried I'm going to do a roly-poly down this extremely high hill behind us. And if you aren't watching, what's behind us, Pete?
Behind us is Loft Shore Surf Resort, and as I've always said, I love wave gardens and wave pools, and they're the perfect place to learn and, you know, improve your surfing.
You have definitely always said that. So this is a roundup episode of...
We should actually say we're fucked.
Yeah, we really don't want to record this. I want to go home to my own bed and do nothing. This has been... We do these weeks, they're based on geography. So, we go to a location for a week and film, we guess. And it's always super fun. And normally by 2/3 of the week, gets really tiring. We're spent. We're done. We've been fucked since probably Wednesday. You came up last Friday. It's now Saturday. It's been well knackering.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's just, I think not only is we've done our record of the most we've done in a day now on interviews, we've also surfed more than we have, I think, surfed ever on one of these trips.
Yeah, we've definitely surfed a lot. I think my Dawn Patrol app just told me I've surfed 10 hours. Just 2 sessions pretty much most days.
Yeah, I think the days... Well, let's just... I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just going to spend the whole thing just a wobble.
But it has been super fun. And I'm stoked you got to come and see this place. And actually, for the most part, the weather has been cracking. Last 2 mornings.
Like I always say,
like you always
Scotland is just
it's
perfect weather all the time. It's just a lie. And even Swanee confirmed it. Actually, I wasn't the only person that confirmed it to me. Several people confirmed it to me.
And that you can't sell gold teeth to cash converters.
Yeah, but we've got all sorts of stuff. We've got a new section coming up on episodes. And I mean, this is a roundup. We could even drop the first one in here. In this episode.
No. Let's do it justice.
Are we going to save it, are we?
Yes.
Yeah?
We can say what it is, but it's we're calling it...
It's the drop-ins, as in dropping in on someone and they dropping in on us and dropping in the surf. So it's drop-ins, it's previous guests and guests we've not had before, and they'll be doing like 10, 15, 20-minute sections, and we'll drop them in on episodes with Mitch and I. And or
well, that's what Pete thinks. I think they'll stand alone, but we'll argue that continually till we just release them. Yeah. And also, I love that, given that it's a surf show, how much you've just gone into explaining the reference of drop-in to everyone.
Well, yeah, I know, but the amount of people I've said about drop-ins and they haven't got it.
Everyone's got it. No, they're just saying that for dramatic effect.
And then you say it, and they go, "Oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Drop in."
So
and drop in.
We've surfed loads. We should say again, if you're watching, what's happening behind us now is 4 o'clock. High performance waves, or as we're now calling them. So you probably know, without going from the very sort of beginner level Tons, manoeuvres, high performance barrels, right? Pete's renamed them all to tons,
turbo turns, megaturns,
and then megatons.
And then barrels. Barrels is just barrels.
Barrels is just barrels.
Yeah.
I'm just out of a barrel session, as it happens, which I was super nervous about.
And you were there was one you were in it, and there's commentary on me going over the top of it, going, "Come on, he's in it, and then it smashes you in the face.
Don't know why I was so nervous. That's my 4th barrel session, but we dropped down to a 4-3 all week. Ditched the hood, ditched the gloves, and actually the last 2 mornings have been cold. The sun hasn't burnt off till mid-afternoon. Barrels is 1 o'clock. You were in with some friends on the session prior to me. I thought, you know what, just for protection, I'm putting the hooded back on, my 5.4 New Wave wild suit, seaskins, and I was just nervous. It's weird. I was in with a couple of guests actually who we're about to film with after this one, should we have anything left in us. But I think it's really cool that you can just surf in front of the barrels and not, you can just get comfortable, as I've been saying a few times. But it took me a while. I was right in front of the wave most of the times, and positioning is obviously critical. But I got really deep on one, like super deep, and as I was coming out, for no reason, I guess it was just instinctive, I thought I was getting smashed, so I just done the double foot, kicked the board as far away from me as possible, for no reason. Like, I'd done all the work. I think I had another one like that, and then finally made one and came out. But it's just, if you don't commit, that's where it's going wrong. That's kind of what I'm seeing. If I'm not committing to it, which I'm not at the end.
Have you had anything bad when you've come off of it, apart from being flipped around and not knowing where you are or where the board is?
The thing is, it's luck. There's no, it doesn't matter how well you can wipe out on a barrel. No,
that wasn't the question. The question was, have you had anything bad happen to you?
No.
Don't worry about it then. Go deeper.
Well, I've seen pro surfers here get smoked in barrels because it is shallow.
Right. Speaking of pro surfers here, we were filming one day this week, and the air section was on in the background. We may as well have just stopped the interview halfway too, because
true. Halfway through.
I see. I can't speak. Halfway through that. It was just every 5 minutes was like, whoa. So that was good. And I mean, it's been great. I started off on the cruiser session, and I think, like, after everything I've said about wave gardens and I don't get it and other things I've said, spend a week at one, I get it. It's just, I don't care. I don't mind admitting I've been wrong of the way I was looking at it.
No, it's not wrong though. It's your opinion.
No, you've got to, I think, completely separate it from wave gardens to oceans. You've got to separate them completely. Although you're surfing and you're moving on a wave, it's different. The practice you can get on these, and I mean, I've surfed. Well, it must be, I don't know, 7-10 sessions this week.
Yeah, you've got a lot.
And my muscle on my arm feels like it's going to actually detach away from my arm now. But I'm still thinking, maybe I can get it for one more turn session before I go. Turn's definitely my favourite. I think I started at the bottom, started on the cruiser because I wanted to test everything. First waves on the cruiser were awful, and Mitch took a video of me, which will never see the light of day because it's just horrific. And then up into turns, and moved up into turns quite quickly. And turns, I much preferred turns. I found it a lot easier to get onto turns. It's a faster moving wave, and I preferred it. Although that said, I did go out on the cruiser again this afternoon, and it is a lot of paddling. But I went on my backhand this afternoon, and there was only 4 or 5 of us on there. Was it this morning? This afternoon, this morning. And that was a first good backhand. But I feel like my surfing in this week here has progressed to the point I was at a few years ago when I was surfing a hell of a lot more. And obviously, like, all the shit that's happened in the last couple of years, I haven't been surfing that much and stuff. And now with this, I feel like I'm more or less, not quite, but even to the last waves of the last manoeuvres one I did on the staff session last night, which was super fun and super, like, thankful to be allowed on that. It was but yeah, it's just brilliant. And the last bits of it, of the footage someone took of me on that, was getting up onto my feet early, up on the top of the wave and dropping down into it. There's still a couple where I was like late taking off, like not getting up to the bottom of the wave, but like everything, my pop up, my turn in, my movement, everything came back. I think my worst day I did a session in the morning, a surf skate session, and then a session in the afternoon, and it killed me.
Yeah, you were pretty ruined, and I think really for me what's come out of this week for your surfing, but it's just you've been the vehicle, and that's I guess my advice to anyone else coming here is equipment choices. If you're going to come in and be like, I want to surf a 5.7 on cruiser, you're going to have a horrendous time. Yes, the wave's punchier. Yes, it's clean, everything else. Fit the equipment to your ability and enjoy the session.
Yeah.
Because quite quickly, you're throwing money at it and you're not going to do what you think you can.
Yeah.
Like, you're better starting off on a bigger bit of equipment and working your way down if that's where you're trying to get to.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the equipment choices. I mean, I took out, I think on the cruiser one, first of all, I took out the 9-foot longboard that you've got here, and I hated it. It's too narrow for me. And then I switched to an 8-foot, but it's a bit wider, and that's been my board of choice. Apart from, I went down to the 7-foot. I tried it on the cruiser. It was too small for the cruiser for my weight. And I did even have a go on the Parrot twin.
Parrot twin.
I don't know what's up with my pop-up on that. I pop up, and I just stop halfway through. I was doing the Mitch one knee special.
You'd be better off on manoeuvres with that board.
That Parrot twin?
Yeah, the turbo turns.
Turbo turns. It's one of those. That Parrot twin felt like twitchy as after getting off an 8-foot.
Yeah, it will do, yeah.
But it was still, I could still see, I think a couple of goes on it, I could surf it, but I was knackered. And as I said, I think, like, we've been talking about this obviously, and I think it's between anywhere between 2 and 5 sessions here to get to know the wave you're surfing and to get all the little nuances of it and all the little, like, the difference in, like, for example, on turns, you take off
beyond sideways on that camera now that that's your camera.
Oh, it's all right. I don't care.
So just go back and at least look at me.
I don't care. It's like I'll just look straight down the lens, shall I?
No,
it's yeah. I think the turns, which was, where do you take off on turns? On 3. I was taking off closer to 4, but out off the wall further, so I was hitting
you're
wider and on the shoulder more when it was hitting, instead of taking that steeper takeoff as the first bit. I was slightly forward and slightly off, so working out my position took a bit of time, and then working out my angles. Like, first one I was going like, we did turns on the backhand as well. I did not like that. Every wave, I think I just went sideways down the face of it. Backhand cruiser today was brilliant. As you can tell, I got a lot to say about it, which is more than I normally have to say on a podcast. And it was really good. I really enjoyed the week. I feel absolutely ruined and broken. I'm super tired, which was why I'm just rambling and babbling about waves. And probably, literally, we'll play it back and it's just go, all you've said is all the way through.
We've also done some scientific, face that way.
Oh, yeah.
Put your back on the back of that seat.
All right, yeah.
We've also done some scientific testing with Dr. Brendan Ferrier.
We found out who's the fastest surfer out of you and me.
We found out who the fastest surfer is on a massive foamy, when only one of us was on a foamy. But let's wait for that episode to come out.
Let's wait for that episode.
Shouldn't come as any surprise who's faster on a foamy or a shortboard.
Yeah, it also shouldn't come as a surprise of who was trying and who wasn't.
Yeah, there's that.
But yeah, measured everything from like jump speed, reaction speed, strength speed, everything, and that's going to go together as a package, I think, that Lost Shore's going to offer to people as well, which is actually really cool because it shows you what your strengths and weaknesses are and what you need to work on to become a better surfer. So that's a really cool thing that's coming up on one of the episodes. I mean, the guests we've spoken to, even to like people that flew across for the day. I'm saying he flew across especially just to see us. Bearing in mind, there's a wave guard and he surfed, but he listens to the show, so you know, guaranteed that was it.
We can give him a huge shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Ewan.
Yeah, shout out Ewan. Jumped on a flight from Belfast, literally for a tons
and a barrel
session, and then flew straight home.
Yeah, biggest guns you've ever seen on the UK Surf Show.
Yeah, definitely the biggest guns on the UK Surf Show.
Yeah.
And what about the resort, Pete?
Oh, it's not too bad, is it? It's not too shabby at all, actually. I think I've eaten more pizza than I've ever eaten in my entire existence.
Agreed.
That's who's
Chiverinos.
They're-
Ranked number 13th in the world by Timed Out magazine recently.
I'm not surprised because one that, two the giant death stick that we both
The mozzarella stick.
giant mozzarella stick, which is no word of a lie. We've got a video of it. Overlay it. It's about this long. I know you'll forget to do that, so it's just me going this long. But it's a massive mozzarella stick. But I said to Mitch, every time I eat mozzarella, it tries to kill me and gets stuck down my throat. As he went, it got stuck down his throat. We've discovered the what's the drinks? The
Doritos.
No, Jarritos.
Jarritos.
Yeah, which are the Mexican drinks, lime and guava. They're amazing. Actually, the food here is like next level good. Actually, the burger's been good. What's the other things we had? Gnocchi, chicken, and all sorts of stuff. All been really good. And we went to that place in Edinburgh, the Chillos. Actually went out in Edinburgh, and that's not out, just out.
Too tired.
Yeah, accommodation, like up in these massive lodges we're up in at the top that we've been gifted so we can record in there for the week and stuff like that. And then even down to, which you can probably see in the background, the little pods and things that you can stay in. I think, personally, if I was going to come and stay, I'd stay in a pod because you can literally walk out your pod to the water, and that's it. And the fitness specimen that I am of walking up and down this hill that's nearly killed me, even though we get the little buggies and stuff. But walking out of that straight into that is absolutely fantastic. And just the repetition of what you can do is just, and if you want to do it, you can always use UKSURFSHOW and you get 15% off at Lost Shore.
That's right, off surf and accommodation.
Yeah,
surf and accommodation.
Yeah,
and it has been a super fun week. This has been the first week I have done double sessions in a day. Something I've been a little bit worried about, just because I'm not really training. Obviously I'm surfing, but people say, I think, and actually I'll probably get a message about this, I suspect Alan would say different, and I'm inclined to agree with him, but without being a pro. People will say the best training for surfing is surfing. I wouldn't agree with that. It's obviously a great training. I think at 100% specific targeted training, strength training, conditioning training for this, as we've been doing in the past with Alan, I know you've started again, would be much more relevant, and I know I've dropped off that hugely. So if you've got friends that have been in surf tier, and Pete will completely testify to this, it is a lot of paddling. It's mad how much paddling it is.
Do you know what the mad thing about it is? The most paddling is on the easiest wave.
Yeah, it's true. So clearly, there's a thing over time where you're gonna start to get fitter. Absolutely.
Well, I was speaking to is it Jono?
Jono, yeah.
Yeah, and he was saying, I think it was him that was saying, or one of them was saying about he's eating like 4,000 calories a day or more just to keep on. Yeah. Like every time I go past, he's eating another like bowl of pasta or something like that, because he said he's surfing so much like that he's just losing the weight. But that's not just surfing, that's like instructing and everything.
He also
so
just really likes food.
Yeah, well,
that's I'm justifying it.
Yeah.
So I was concerned about doing double sessions because I thought I wouldn't have enough left, but I've done double sessions now for I think 3-4 days, and actually last night on our staff session was the first time I was actually actively trying to get 2 waves in a set. So I was having my wave and racing back out to get another one. And it's kind of really unlocked a door for me to realise, actually, this is, just the surfing alone is massively helpful. So if I can tie that into some coaching with Alan and actually get my paddle fitness properly up there too. Because there's a few times, again, you paddle onto your wave, you have your wave, you paddle back, and then you're kind of in the line-up ready for a set to go. And you start paddling onto the wave, but on the wave you're sort of like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I trying to paddle onto this?
Do you know, you say that, I did the same today. I had the... on that final session on the... Why do I keep forgetting the names of them all week? What's it called? The... Cruiser.
You're terrible.
I'm terrible. Like literally everybody names, even faces. I can't remember anything. I'm sure it's like... Anyway. The Cruiser, the last session on the Cruiser, I got one double wave where I got the first one, and then I came back round and I managed to get, I think it was the 9th
I
or
was going
14th.
to say, I hope you don't say the last one, because on Cruiser there's 35 waves in the
15 waves.
Depends on how many people are in the water, but that's generally up to 30,
Yeah, but there was 15. But even though the amount of paddling on that Cruiser one, I was impressed with that, and I think it was the 1st and like the 13th or something like that. But yeah, it was definitely good fun.
So it's been a mega week, and we have scored the weather. The weather's to be even better next week. I ditched my 5.4 hood for a 4.3 all this week. Oh, actually midweek this week. Water got up to, I want to say 12, 13 degrees, which doesn't sound much, but it's, you don't stop.
I tell you
paddling.
what, you wouldn't know up here. The sun's out, nice and sunny, but there's wind up here, and it's freezing. As soon as you drop down into there, it takes out the wind most of the time, and it's like it is a sun trap down in there.
It really is.
You're going to have half of Edinburgh here in the summer when they find that. It's like an inland beach resort.
I hope so. That's the idea. So yeah, no, it's been a great week.
Surf skated with Seba.
You did surf skate with Seba?
The bad mistake on the day of
2 sessions.
2 sessions, which was Cruiser, Seba, and then turns. And that was not the way to do it.
No. Well, actually, that's what I would say. If I was doing another... I'm happy. I think I could do a triple session now, but I think doing that, I would have to do backhand first, because I've done that the last... In fact, that was the first double session. My second session was backhand. It was all on turns.
That was the one I was just going sideways down the wave.
I just didn't have the commitment for that. So I think I would do backhand first, but also if I was doing barrel, something more critical, I would make sure that was my first session and then get on with it. But yeah, so loads of people have came in and said hello. We've filmed in loads of locations around the resort, indoors, outdoors, in the shop, and the lodges, outside the bar, and it's been a fun week. It's been tiring because obviously I'm at work as well, so I'm still working as well as podcasting.
Mate, I've no idea how you do it, because you walk around this place with Mitch, and like it's either someone speaking to him about something, someone talking to him about the podcast or Scottish Surfer stuff, or it's someone saying, "Oh, while you're passing, can you just?" I'm like, get T-Funk! Plus, this is the epitome of Ian Beale, this place. This is the epitome of, I've got nothing left.
We've had vehicle breakdowns, we've had missing toothbrushes.
Oh, yeah.
All to come.
Yeah, we got some brilliant guests coming up. We got everyone from pro surfers to...
Ethan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Pro surfers to Ethan and everyone in between. But it's been absolutely incredible week. I really can't be bothered to drive 6.5-7 hours home tomorrow. We've got some stuff on sustainability coming as well.
Yeah, we do.
And that's quite interesting, actually, really interesting. I get insulted in that episode, and that's good. But also, the people are not giving anything away. They're saying the people from that episode are from Spain. And I was speaking to Ali, and he's going to give you the stuff that they actually worked out with the cost of and the amount of fuel or whatever used from getting from Spain to here was actually more cost effective than going to a beach somewhere else. And there's all sorts of stuff about it, so that'll be on.
Okay.
And I can't think what else. Trying different boards, eating different food, as a Scottish man would say, cutting about site.
Cutting about site, yeah. To me, this is still a site. I know it's a resort, but I was used to it as a hole in the ground in a building site.
Yeah.
And he stopped saying that.
I tell you, do you know what else I'd say? The staff and the coaches have been top quality. Like, absolutely every single one of them has been nice, and I can't say enough good things about them, actually. Like, there's a couple of like real standout people here that like go that extra bit and everything, and like, you know, even like, I don't know, they're just friendly, nice vibe, good surf, all encouraging, all like, no one's slagging anyone off or anything like that. It's just really nice, good vibes.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Well,
plus, we haven't gone through the list of nicknames that I've re-nicknamed everyone yet, of their budget versions.
Let's not do that.
All right, okay.
So, reminder, as Pete said, if you want to get 15% off of surfing accommodation here.
See how close Edinburgh Airport is in the background.
There's a plane literally probably passing through my head right now. So if you want to get 15% off at Lost Shore, use the discount code UKSURFSHOW. That'll get you 15% off surf or accommodation, or surf and accommodation.
Yeah.
Pete's on the spot. If you want to get 15% off at TK, anything minus boards, use the discount code UKSURFPOD. That'll get you 15% off.
Yeah, and Surface is UKSURFSHOW 24.
It sure is.
And that'll get you 10% off anything from Surface. I think that code might be changing soon, though. So
it hasn't yet, though.
It hasn't at time of recording. It hasn't. And I mean, well, we've gone on for like 26 minutes, so I'm going to drop a drop in here because just to round this episode out, because I can't be bothered to speak no more. I've had enough of talking to you. I've had enough of talking to people. I've had enough of surfing. I've had enough of this week. It's been epic, but I'm tired.
Can't argue with that. See you on the next one.
See you later.
Well, this isn't a drop in, as I said. So, this is our apology for whatever the shit we just waffled.
Oh man, there's so many stuff like I still can't speak now. I'm still knackered from that week, man. And the little walkthrough went up today. Did you see that as well?
It did go up today.
The little YouTube walkthrough. I suspect you were very impressed because I actually did some video stuff, as you can tell how crap it was.
Yeah, you did some video stuff. I've not seen the full video. I've seen the teaser, and interesting selections where you put your cuts. But normally you do it at the end of a sentence, not when somebody says a word in the next sentence. No, what?
But now it looks like you say something else. Like now you go like something about it being howling and waking up next to it, and like so if you actually listen to it, the last part of it does make sense. But you just say loads of different words.
Not convinced.
This is why I don't do video and Mitch does video. I just do audio.
So what did we miss in that
Say,
episode?
right, what did we miss? We missed the competition for the Tiki competition for the winner of the hooded wetsuit vest.
Yep.
And the winner is Colin Hamilton, and you will be messaged by Tiki and they will give you that prize. And then the next one will go live next week, the final Tiki giveaway for the Tiki surfboard.
Super exciting. Well done, Colin Hamilton. And look forward to getting that into summer seasons.
Summerness of coming of waves, and it's been. I got a message on when I got back saying, "Oh, get yourself down to Devon or Cornwall. It's absolutely pumping." And I was like, "Mate, I can't even fucking move." Brings me on to talking points. Nearly died on the way home with the lorry that crossed two lanes in front of my path, and I had to slam my brakes on and nearly went into the wall on the motorway.
Nearly.
Only nearly. Yeah. And I think we didn't talk about, what else did we talk about? We didn't talk about board choices at Lost Shore, how important they were.
Paddle fitness.
We didn't talk about Lost Shore paddle fitness. We didn't talk about the fact that I surfed so hard that the next morning I woke up and went to wipe my ass after going to the toilet and got cramp in my back.
and asked me to help you. No, that didn't happen. And that wouldn't have happened. You would have been on your own.
Sat in the toilet, just completely just cramped up all down my back. I've never had cramp like it in my life, and that was hideous. As we say, we still got one Devon episode to come out as well. We've got two, but one's later in the year. But one is the Whittle and Woodpecker, which will be the next episode coming out on this, and that's the final Devon one, apart from the one which is Jack, which we're saving for later on in the year.
So where do you want to start? Paddle fitness.
Oh man, paddle fitness. Also, I've got a billion other things to talk about. We'll have to just save that for another episode. Left out the point that I saved someone from drowning and all sorts of stuff like that I didn't tell you about.
We've all done shit.
Yeah.
And Pete, that's how that feels, motherfucker.
I think the best part was the when we were talking about the Surf Lab stuff, and we were talking about who's the fastest surfer, and you were going, "Oh yeah," and I was pumping like fuck, and rah, 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 and I was only a second slower than you, and I was like, "Yeah," and I wasn't even trying, and you were just like, "Oh yeah, fair."
Did we mention that in that?
I think we mentioned some of that, but I don't know who that was talking to and what we were talking about. It was just a load of babble. But I mean, for Lost Shore, paddle fitness is insane. I think the amount I noticed in the week of it going up is just like I was chatting to Leighton when I got back, and he was like, "Oh, how was it?" and like asking all about it and everything. And I was like, "We did 10 sessions," and he was like, "So you literally did 10 hours paddling?" And I was like,
Yeah, it's a fair
pretty
point.
much, yeah. And it was, it was hard. It's like that cruiser session. Well, see, I can remember the names now. The cruiser session
Finally.
was definitely the hardest paddling.
Agreed.
The turn session was turbo turns was super fun.
You've not done turbo turns. You've only done turns.
Turns. I didn't do turbo turns, but turns was super fun. And it's just the paddling, that extra bit of length in that lake. It's just you really do feel it. And
fucking lake. But the thing is, I hear a lot of people ask, when I'm in the water, they always say, the sort of jokes about, you should have like a conveyor belt or a rope, that pulls you back out. And yeah, in the moment, you're like, I would love that. But honestly, and you will have seen it just in that short time, that you've alluded to it anyway, but how quickly your paddle fitness will go up if you're surfing a lot is pretty mega. So I actually think it's a good thing. It's a good problem to have, because you're paying your money. You're gonna want to catch as many waves as you can. Although you might just go sit in the corner and wait a few sets out. But that's your choice to do that at the same time.
I tell you what else is a hard thing is when you're paddling out and you're thinking, "Fucking hell, this paddle's hard," and you turn around and your mate's got hold of your leash, just getting towed out, and you're paddling.
It's got to be done.
And and I mean the fun, like I know, like it's normally a lot more stricter and stuff like that, but we were there filming and we were having a laugh and stuff like that in the pool, and like when we're waiting and we're paddling out behind each other, like pulling each other's leashes and stuff like that, and just having a little like bit of a dick around and stuff. All that sort of stuff is the fun stuff, and the the ribbing and the piss taking that goes on throughout the week, and the jarritos that are the best drink on the planet. I've actually found them on Amazon now.
Have you?
Yeah, you can buy them £8,000 a bottle, but it's
they're not
it.
cheap. Yeah, they're really good. And maybe we should also talk about the kit and equipment. There's loads, as you may have seen in the walk round video, if you've not watched it, but we do offer a decent selection, I think, of boards, wetsuits, and whatever else. Obviously, the rental suits are Gull, Ulex natural rubber suits. Loads and amazing feedback about them. Yeah. There's high-end suits to buy, boards to buy. We've had out Firewire demo boards. We've had, what suits have we had? We've obviously been using our own Tiki suit. We've had O'Neill Hyper Freaks as well, which are insane, stocked in the shop. Boots, gloves. Although actually it's this week since you've left, I
took my gloves off. I ditched my gloves.
Well, we've obviously had, I don't know what you've had down your way, but we've had a week of absolute blistering 12-degree sunshine. But it's a sun trap there, so actually it's roasting. I think today was like 19. But I've ditched boots and gloves this week, which is quite nice, finally. However, the weather's gone back to normality, I think, next week. But loads of kit and equipment. We've used quite a lot of stuff. There's a lot more to come on that, so look out for that as well. I've been loving. I've had this up-down relationship with that Parrot Twin as well, that TK Parrot Twin, because there was a purpose that I had it to start with. Was the whole thing about, I'm not a performance surfer, and I'm never going to get to that. And the 20, it's not meant to do that, so I'm going to surf within its capabilities. Which it allows me to do, and it's super fun. But then I go through this whole period of no, I still want to perform and surf. I still want to try and achieve it. I still want to try and get to that. So I've kind of been up and down with it, and I kind of got back on it. Actually, I think the day we went and done the scientific data testing with Surf Lab, that was my board of choice. And actually, I rekindled a love for that board. And a different light. So I've actually found that board's more for me in ocean surf, because choppier, sloppier, weaker nature and whatever else, that board just allows me to get in super easy, but it can deal with weaker waves well and allow me to surf at the same time and have a good time on it. So I love that board.
I kind of wish I'd brought the Evo Fish with me. like to try and surf it up there. But as I said, like, you know, I think it takes a bit of, well, it took me a bit of time to get used to the waves and what was and everything like that. But that, I had a go on that Parrot Twin, and I don't know what happened, because there's a video of me and you see me pop up and I just stop. Like literally mid pop up, and I just freeze, and I'm like just doing a Scott Mitchell one knee special on it, and I think you've jinxed it, and you're just like, this is how you pop up on this board now. But I was just stuck there, and I like went to get up and just came off the side of it. But I did feel it, and I was like, actually, with a few goes, I think I could really get the hang of this board, and it felt quite nice. And what is it, a 6?
It's a 6-2, but you got on that board and you literally turned that surfboard into an underwater seat. It was sat on the floor. It was just your head bobbing out the water. It
definitely hasn't got enough buoyancy for a giant god like my stature type person. But that said, it is an absolutely epic. I could feel it twitching, even though I was up for like a millisecond on it. I could feel how responsive it was straight away, just by little leans as I was doing my old man slow pop up with a Zimmer frame. I could like feel those little things. But I mean, the boards they've got there at Lost Shore, that 8 foot is quite wide, that I was surfing quite a lot. That was lovely on all of it. I mean, I surfed the
a torque,
cruiser
wasn't it?
backhand with it. There was a torque one as well that I took out, which was a higher one in the shop.
Yep.
That was an 8.6 torque. That was really nice. I was just meaning the regular 8 foot foamies that they've got, the blue ones.
Sorry, yeah, the Indio boards.
I really like them, and I found with them, do you know what? Because I'm used to, like, I know it's only a foot and a bit more. Like, I'm used to riding like a 9.6, 9.4, even going down to that 8 foot, and like I think even 7.6. It just feels so much more responsive, and it's like makes a massive difference. And I don't know, you know, I reckon we'll get to the point where we're the other way around. I'll be on the short boards and you will be on the long boards. You'll be like, oh, I like a long board cruise now. And I'll be like, oh, well, pow!
Well, that might happen, but the longboard bit's not going to happen for me, that's for sure.
Do you know what? It's given me a thing of like, I'm going to have to go and surf at Southern Base Wave Garden that's near me, just to see.
You should.
What it like. I go there more and just see what it's like, and compared to now I've sort of managed to separate that thing. I don't know why it was so difficult for me to separate that it's completely different to surfing in the ocean. And I had this real mentality for so long of like, well, it's not the fucking ocean, it's not the same. And it's not the same, it's completely different, because I have now separated it, and I've surfed at Lost Shore so much, like 10 sessions in a week is fucking ridiculous amount of sessions in a week, and we were both fucked at the end of it. But I can see how much that repetition can, like, I saw it in your surfing, how much you'd improved when it opened, and like how much you were surfing there, and I was like, I'm not going to say that's the last nice thing I'm saying good about you, because I could just see the smug happiness coming across your face and you're just winking at the camera. You absolute knob. And but yeah, no, I could see how much it improved your surfing so quickly. And once you get the hang of it and can manage to get that separation properly, that it's not the ocean, it is different, and it is about a practice wave for you to practice your surfing, practice your pop-up. It's the perfect place if you want to work on something. Like, I was working on my pop-up most of the week there, trying to get it quicker and quicker, and by the end of the week I was like popping up straight on the top of the wave again. Like, there was a couple that was a bit lower down, but I was getting up real early by the end of the week again, and that alone made it worth it and made me happier. But then even to be in like the turns and manoeuvres that I was doing on the waves by the end of the week. And that best one, I don't know if I said it on the thing or not, but I had the best wave I had it was on the turns. I think you and me were on turns, and I had one wave, and it was on that talk board from the shop, the 8.6, and I like dropped down into the wave. I came back up, and I was up and down the wave, and I was really fucking moving that board around on the wave, and I come off the end, and there was a bloke there, and he looked me dead in the eyes, and he just went, that was a good one. And I was like, yeah, that's all right. And then he turned away. I was like,
Claiming
it. A wave seen by someone else is always better than a wave had on your own, you know.
It's true, but I will
100%.
disagree with one thing you said, though.
What?
I wouldn't say it's completely different. I would say it's exactly the same once you're riding, but actually the reason it's not exactly the same is because how often do you get a perfect wave in the ocean like that? So I think the nuances, the nuances are different because there's definitely little learning things you have to when you get in, like positioning and the wave sucks and pushes both at the same time sort of thing. There's these little nuances, but I think at the point you're on your feet on that wave, it's ocean surfing. I mean, it's as close as you're getting to it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like once you're on the wave, it is. See, I disagree with that 2 points as well.
Well, I disagree with that. Disagree.
But like you said there, once you're on the wave, it is like being on the wave. But the only difference is that wave is then doing the same thing every single time. Within a couple of little, as the sets go on, it gets a bit different, and stuff like that as the water moves around more. And I don't know all the direct specifics because I'm not a waveguard designer per se. But,
I've done one of them for a while.
I've been to 2 of them now, so but it's one of those that's like it is the same thing. So there's so much you can work on. It's like when you go in the ocean, you get good waves, bad waves, and you have that. You want to work on something, but the waves are different, and you can't do it because you can't replicate that same thing. It's the perfect place to go and work on your pop up, on your bottom turn, on your top turn, on your cut back. There's a guy that cut it back so hard that he looked like he was going. There's a photo. I'll send it to you so you can overlay it when you forget. That he looks like he's going left on a right. He's cut back so hard. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's loads of other stuff to talk about, but we'll save it for another episode of You and Me, which won't be next week because that'll be the woodpecker, and we're not doing 3 You and Me's in a row or 4 You and Me's
Definitely
in a row.
Not.
People will be sick of us. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We did all the discount codes in the episode. I think we remembered them right. If we didn't, the discount codes are Surface is UK Surf Show 24, Tiki is UK Surf Pod, and Cookville is UK Surf Show 10. And if you want
15% off at Lost Shore, surf and accommodation. They don't have to be together. Use the discount code UK Surf Show. That'll get you 15% off.
Yeah,
and there you go.
I think that's pretty much it. That's everything to remember. Congratulations to the Tiki winner of the hooded vest. And yeah, next on our Instagram, we will be releasing the competition for the surfboard, and go across and check it out. And if you go to our Instagram or go to our link tree page, there is a link on there for the Tiki stuff where you can just follow that, and it'll get you to the same page where you can enter the competition to win a surfboard.
Sure thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
Yep, I've done backhand turns today. There we go.
There you go. Thanks to the staff again at Lost Shore. You are absolutely amazing. Some of you better than others. And I know some of them will listen, and I'm not going to say who. Do you know what? Actually, I will shout out to one of them in particular, and I don't know if I did. It's Jono. He's really
legend,
nice guy,
absolute legend.
Real nice, real helpful. A lot of people have said to me as well how helpful he was.
I don't think there is a better backhand barrel rider in that place. Honestly, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyway, have you been on the air section yet?
Nope.
Oh.
Sorry.
Right. Bye then.
See ya.